the human. The world has always been improving, but we had a bad start. We made unforgivable mistakes. Dear and saintly Sir Ken Robinson has once reminded us of what Robert Ardrey said. But we were born of risen apes, not fallen angels, and the apes were armed killers besides. And so what shall we wonder at? Our murders and massacres and missiles? And our irreconcilable regiments? Or our treaties, whatever they may be worth? Our symphonies, however seldom they may be played? Our peaceful acres, however frequently they may be converted into battlefields? Our dreams, however rarely they may be accomplished? The miracle of man is not how far he has sunk, but how magnificently he has risen. We are known amongst the stars by our poems, not our corpses. The upcoming cultural shift that will take root in this or the next century at the latest will be about switching perspectives from we the people to the human, the noble human. This change comes on the shoulders of giants, medicine, psychology, and all the other daughters of philosophy. There will be a short pause as we begin asking if the lives that human beings live are worthy of their beauty, their dignity, and their nobility. Up to that point, we will have made laws without paying enough attention to results, to real results, to meaningful results, to positive and reproducible results. At this tipping point, we will look at the results across the entire spectrum of the humankind and ask, are we helping or are we hurting? We will look at judges down south that didn't walk out during segregation. We will look at judges that didn't walk out during mass incarceration. The disproportionate mass incarceration of people fractured by the bony hands of poverty. We will look at police officers indoctrinated into cultures of killing. We will look at corporations that distribute guilt among so many that all seem innocent. We will look at teachers who tolerate bullies until victims bring kitchen knives to school and end up being sentenced to decades in prison for a crime who we are guilty of due to our ignorance and arrogance. We will look at so-called lawmen who detain children for so long that when they lie to them that all it takes to go home is to confess, they get a confession and the child gets prison, while the wealthy evil monsters go free. We will look at military recruitment of children with the promise of paid-for schools that should be free, and a career so grey that all there is left is either being immortalized by breathtaking filthy poetry or going postal. When we are done looking at all the stupid results that we created and propagated, we will then ask individual human beings about how we can help them for a change. We will ask beloved grandmothers, abandoned alone to deadly cancer treatments, and we will ask decades of children who were indoctrinated into cultures of violence and later prison. We will ask them for forgiveness. And we will not stop asking until every culture and every age group answers. Until we know for certain if we are helping each other or hurting each other. We the people will finally grow up enough to accept the responsibility for their existence, for their decision making, and all the unforgivable mistakes. And we will not let the mistakes keep us down. We will not let them propagate into the future generations. And no, there will not be borders so that evil men can fix economy by killing off another nation. There will be the human, and at each epoch of their existence, they will be helped, inspired, loved, appreciated, and never forgotten. The teenagers are not going to be brainlessly taught to get wasted and laid and sent to some college town full of stoners and bars. And schools where the model students are the pill poppers. Because we will no longer harm them. We will help them. Help them to see mistakes. And help them to healthy and wise and well thought out futures that only they can truly imagine. The 20-somethings will not start their lives with broken hearts, because real life is precious. It's either grow or just go. They will not start their lives in debt, created by predatory organizations, from credit card companies to the very schools that they memorize garbage to get into. They will start their lives in balance, with startups, knowing that the old kind of school was a con game as bad as the many religions that pinch pennies from desperate old ladies, and hope that nobody remembers the hundreds of years of all the evil things that they did get away with. They will grow in wisdom and in strength and discover the light of each other's lives. And the 30-somethings, they will come to sense what they are truly capable of, how far their steps carry. They will look back and see all the mistakes that we have mindlessly propagated across generations, and they will stand guard to ensure that they are nothing like we were at the turn of the millennium. And the 40-somethings and beyond will stand as powerful and fully matured and integrated human beings who are no longer passive passengers to be ferried to the next undefined stage or played like a piano key. The powerful human, the enabled human, the wise human with an eye on greatness will reach heights that were previously undreamt of, even by the best of us. They will ensure profound, positive, lasting contributions to humankind and all life on earth. At the turn of the millennium, ignorance drove politicians to use war as means of increasing health of economies. It was their unspoken secret to success and filth. This will never be forgiven by the future generations. And in the 1st or 2nd century, as fact finally crushes stupid opinion and hopefully with anger, Economies will be repaired by helping the human to mental health, to real education, to knowledge, to wisdom, and above all, to becoming the great beings upon whose shoulders the future generations can build to no end in time.